Let's take a look at grammar today. Today, we're going to take a look at some grammar, and we want to look at one punctuation mark, which is tended to give a few problems to some of us. So, what we're going to do during the course of this lesson is to learn how to use the apostrophe. The apostrophe is not the same as a comma. The apostrophe is usually put right on top of the letter. That's where it goes. But let us take a look and see what exactly is an apostrophe. And by the end of this lesson, you will be able to know how to use an apostrophe correctly in your writing. An apostrophe is a punctuation mark used to indicate either possession or the omission of letters or numbers. So it shows possession, possession, that something belongs to someone. That's when we use an apostrophe. So we want to show something belongs to someone, or we want to skip some letters, we use an apostrophe. Let's take a look at the first scenario. So we're going to visualize an accident. Think of a contraction as a result of two words having a head-on collision. During the collision, one or more letters get lost. Look at how the words do and not are joined to create don't. So do and not are two cars. They come together and crash. There's a collision there. When the words collide, the O is ejected. So the O comes out. Maybe that would be our A bag. So it becomes do and then NT. So this here will require an apostrophe. The apostrophe goes to mark where the letter O has been. So when we remove that O, the apostrophe comes in. So you see the apostrophe fills in a letter we have skipped. Here's some examples, some common examples of apostrophes which we use in our writing. But I would say avoid using that in your English exams. It's instead it should be it is. She is, she is. You are is you are. I'm is I am. Don't is do not. So we can use this when we speak, but when we write, it's not proper to use it. Now let's take a look at our second use of the apostrophe. The second use of the apostrophe is for possession. Possession. Possessive possessives are words to show ownership or belonging. If we want to show that something belongs to someone, we use an apostrophe. Like contractions, they also formed with the apostrophe. They only formed with the apostrophe. For example, Professor Walker's laptop. This means the laptop belongs to Professor Walker. So do take note, and rules for adding an apostrophe. Rules for adding apostrophe. Sorry, I just made a mistake there. It's rules for adding apostrophes without the end there. Two rules for adding apostrophe to form a possessive. If a word ends in S already, add only the apostrophes. There are people with names that end with S's, so we can have the name like let's do the whiteboard. We can have a name like Johns. I've seen people with names like Mr. Johns. You see that he already has an S. So if I want to show that something belongs to Mr. Johns, I say Mr. Johns's bag. You see that that belongs to Mr. Johns. Then we have Miss Bev. You see that? That's fine. Then if you want to show that I own this laptop, it would be Miss Bev's, sorry, Bev's laptop. You see that? So the apostrophe is coming there. I hope you can see where the apostrophe is going. Let me just highlight that so that you see. This is where our apostrophe will go. So take note, use this correctly. Do not use it everywhere. Use it correctly when it's appropriate. The apostrophe goes on top. It doesn't come at the bottom. It's not a comma. It doesn't come down here. It goes on top. And we want to show possession. We want to show that something belongs to someone, or we've skipped a word, that's where we are going to use an apostrophe. So let us continue. So here are some examples. If the word does not end in S, it is the instructor's parking permit was stolen. So that's different. You see that. Then possessive pronouns. Some words are possessive without the apostrophe. So take note of that. These words are the possessive pronouns. Mine, mine, it's, his. It doesn't mean after his, I'm going to put an apostrophe though. No. Hers, yours, ours, theirs, whose. No. Be careful not to confuse it's and it. It is and it's. It is and it is. It's and it is. So be careful about those words. So just a quick rundown of what we said again about apostrophes. Apostrophes go to show where we have missed out a word, or they show possession. Possession. Those are the two areas in which we use our apostrophe in English. So do take note and ensure that you use your apostrophe correctly in English, just that you don't lose any marks and you don't make any errors in use of the apostrophe.